Weekend kickoff time. Yeah. You know how hard it is to come out with a different entry every single Friday that's not the same as the last?
Oh, man. Somehow you make it happen, though. So let's go.
Yeah. You know what
It's
else?
Friday.
It's like dark over here, but you're over in New Mexico wearing sunglasses, furthering my point that the sun never sets on a badass like you, Doobie, right now.
Facts.
Doobie is at some random rest stop somewhere between Las Cruces and Albuquerque, New Mexico, drinking a Red Bull, gearing up for his big pop-up event. But, you know, once again, man, we have come a long way in this show. We have met some amazing people along the way, and even better, we have made some amazing friends along the way. One of the OGs of this show, his third time coming on this program because simply he's just a badass, and I wish we had him on 30 times on the show by now. Straight out of Georgia, where everything's better, especially better than Ohio, even their squirrels. James Grubbs, Grubbacue. What's up?
What's up, dudes? Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Dude, thanks for coming back on, man. Hey. Cheers.
Oh snap. I got a little raspberry.
Come on. Oh. Hey. I'm going
What do you got today, Tony? You rocking with the pineapple?
I'm going with the Grubbs peach.
Oh, man. Like the synchronized sips there.
Yeah.
It's
a beautiful thing.
When he's been on as many times as he has, he's kind of got it down by now, you know?
It's a beautiful thing, man, you know?
Grubbs, how the hell you been, man? How are we living?
Well, I'm going to be straight up with you, man. I've been kind of living in the clouds here. You know, I got what they call cervical dizziness. Cervicogenic dizziness is a cervical vertigo that I've been dealing with for the last 2 weeks. And it's like, whoa, dude, extrasensory perception overload, you know.
What?
But I'm dealing with it, man. I ain't been to work because I can't stack no glass in the wine section feeling like I'm stumbling around like a damn freshman at a frat party, you know. So it's like, you know, whoa. But other than that, it's been good. I've still been doing a little grilling, you know. But the head, man, it's wild. Okay, it's like a Mel Brooks movie. I'm gonna go there with it. Okay. High anxiety. You ever seen it? Whoa, that shit's right there, man. But they're gonna take pictures of my head and my brain when I get back from vacation, and we'll go from there. It's gonna take some kind of physical therapy. Before they get manipulating my neck, they got to make sure we're doing it in the right place and we ain't getting more jacked up than it already is, you know. So,
I believe this is the one here. You're probably better at gymnastics than this.
Oh my gosh.
Feel that up here in my neck. That wasn't right.
I want to point out that she kind of had it coming. If you look, there is a knee brace on that knee that went not the right direction it was supposed to go.
Oh.
So, hey, it could be worse, Grubbs.
Yeah, you damn right. Thing is, I'm going to Daytona Beach tomorrow. And
it's tomorrow.
Yeah, we're leaving for a week, me and the old lady, but she's gonna have to drive because I can't. The car's coming at me on the highway, and to get that's a little sensory overload for me. I can't handle with that, you know. And usually, I do most of the driving when we go to Daytona every year, but it's gonna have to be. My wife's gonna have to do it this time, you know. But I'm a good navigator.
Hey, Doobie, OG dude right here. He conveniently gets vertigo 2 weeks, so he doesn't have to drive down to Daytona, man. That's OG status right there, man.
Yeah. I wouldn't wish that. Hey, I wouldn't wish this shit on anybody. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, no. we missed the Little Feat concert last week because we had tickets to go see the Little Feat waiting on the Columbus tour. I booked the King Suite downtown Atlanta. Man, it was up on Tuesday, so it was Monday, and I got to work, and I'm like, I'm staggering around. What the hell's going on here? You know, I'm thinking
that's crazy.
I might be having a little something with the old ticker, you know. So I said, well, let me go to the doctor and get checked because when you know there's something wrong, there's something wrong.
Yep.
And some men are hard-headed and don't want to deal with that, but that's a fact. So if it ain't right and you don't feel right, get the shit checked out because they can fix it if, you know. And so I went to the doctor. He did the EKG. Then he did these tests. He said, damn, he said, Grubbs, you got vertigo, man. So it's a matter of elimination to find out that it's from my neck is what's causing it. And I got some bad disc and stuff I've had for years. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. I can see humor in it. You know, I mean,
Clearly.
You know,
yeah.
I went to the dollar store the other day and they didn't reset the store, right? So I'm walking around and I'm like, oh my God, I can't find nothing. You know, already lightheaded, like you stoned out your damn mind. You ain't hitting up my coffee in the morning. And you walk around and you're trying to look at the floor to follow, and they got different color squares on the floor. It's like, oh shit, what am I going to do here? I mean, it was like a bad movie. I'm like, holy cow, but I was enjoying the ride. I ain't going to lie to you. I mean, it's like, damn,
man,
I'll get through this. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but in all seriousness, all joking aside, man, we hope you get that shit taken care of.
Oh, it'll be fine. It'll get taken care of.
Grubbs. We need you.
Yeah, I just got to go to Daytona for a week, and that's probably all that salt air and wind and sunrises on the beach. Those kind of things will probably help mitigate this, you know.
So you're going down to Daytona. You're gonna throw down on some seafood, man? Are you a seafood guy?
Oh hell yeah, man!
What are we going for?
Oysters, half-shell oysters, fish tacos at least. Ooh. And I really want good.
What kind of fish in your tacos?
Well, I take mahi. I mean, I ain't real. I'd rather not have something like haddock or cod. I want a Gulf fish. You know what I'm saying? Okay. If I'm going down to Daytona or fresh out of the Atlantic, I want a Florida fish in my fish tacos.
My bad. I cut you off. You were on a roll there, and I cut off the flow. My bad. Fish tacos, hot-shell oysters.
Oh, and fried po' boy, man. I got to give me some oysters or shrimp po' boy or something in the sandwich stuffed in there. But there's two things we always do when we go to Daytona: banh mi and po'. Gotta have it, man. And I just found a new po' place down there. I just was doing the Google search, and but that's one of the restaurants. There's one called Po Saigon down there in Orange Beach, because we're in Daytona Beach Shores, and we go. But that's the one restaurant we hit at least twice in our week there. Banh mi sandwiches and po', because man, that's some good stuff right there. I mean, if you ain't ever had a banh mi sandwich,
I don't think I've had a banh mi sandwich.
Man, you know it's the number one street food in the whole world. Banh mi sandwich is the number one street food in the whole world.
Wow.
And it's the fresh vegetables. That's what kicks it, dude. If you ain't never, it's the seasoned the way it seems. It's them fresh daikon and carrots and the cilantro. And you know how fresh cilantro can add so much flavor and depth when you're doing pico or whatever. It makes a big difference. But when you got cucumbers and onions and daikon and carrots, and some of them are pickled, some of them are fresh, and the meat's marinated right. The bun is kind of squishy because you got to have a squishy bun, right? Or you ain't got a good sandwich. So it's unbelievable, man. It really is.
Well, the banh mi is actually the type of bread that the sandwich is made on. You know, like
that little pocket thing.
It comes from the Vietnamese, and basically it's like when the French were in Vietnam, they taught the Vietnamese how to bake, and so you have like this cross between like a Vietnamese bread and then a baguette, and it's like the perfect sandwich bread.
Man, yeah, I know. It's not really a thing up here at all, but I've noticed like Tina even like has thrown down on some banh mi stuff on hers too. So it seems like everyone does like banh mi. I know Doobie, the banh mi you did was real good. I forget that was with Troubadour, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I've done pork and beef banh mi myself here, and I've only made po one time. That's a challenge, man. It's that broth, you know.
Okay.
But regardless of all that stuff, the bread, it's them fresh vegetables that make such a big difference in the sandwich. And the po's the same way. It's the fresh vegetables. When you got the beef broth steaming and the fresh vegetables are on top of it, man, you get that aroma. And you know we eat with our nose before our mouth. I mean, that's how it goes. You know, so when you get this and you can smell that shit, it's like, oh my God, you know. And them little slices of jalapenos in there, the further you get down to the juice, the spicier it gets, because them jalapenos, they just sitting in that thing, you know, while you picking at all the good stuff, the meat and some of this chunky stuff to begin with. And I ain't a chopstick guy, I ain't gonna lie to you. I embarrass myself with a pair of chopsticks. So, you know, give me a fork or a spoon in a banh mi restaurant or a po, and that's how I'm gonna eat my shit. But that's just the way it is, because I ain't never really practiced with the chopsticks, and now I got arthritis and shit. I don't even know if I want to bother with it, you know.
Hey man, that's all right. It's not all.
Forks work great.
It just makes you realize why they always look so good as an overall culture, because they're burning 800,000 calories using the damn chopsticks.
Getting them noodles wrapped on them sticks.
No thanks, man.
Hey, man, props to anybody who uses chopsticks with rice. You know what I mean? I don't know how they do it. The chopsticks and rice thing, like I quit. Yeah. I'll just dump
it's a challenge for me, chopsticks. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean,
I ain't gonna lie. I'd eat with my damn fingers if I was stuck with that.
I would too, especially the chunky stuff till you get to the juice, and hell, pick up the bowl and slurp it down. You know.
There you go. Oh yeah, good one.
Get that juice, man.
Hey, we do have a couple sponsors of tonight's show. We're going to give them a quick shout out here. We can talk while they're doing the logo here. But yeah, we got Frickson Family Farms out of Dakota, Minnesota. Little mom and pop. They even Grubbs. They even grow their own grain that feeds their animals that are available online here, man. It's pretty impressive.
Can you get picanha from them?
Yeah, we did. Yes, the picanha that we did was from Frickson Family Farms.
Yeah. I got a Jones. I know I saw those pictures. I got a Jones to do a picanha. I've never done one in my life. You know,
it's only $8.99 a pound, man. I'm telling you, and Doobie will.
They're about
Doobie
3 pounds, right?
Get one from Frickson.
Yeah,
about 3 pounds.
Hey, I will say, 2 to 3. They vary.
2 to 3. Yeah, right.
But that probably goes to the backside, right above the tail. It's just a little piece shaped like this. It's right up off the end of the spine, above the tail, between the hams on the butt there.
Yep, it's the fat cap of the top sirloin.
Wow.
And it's only and it looks like a tri-tip and it cuts like a tri-tip, but I guess it's like Doobie, you probably know you probably more well versed to speak on picanha than I've learned a lot from like Rudy down to the Fuego Lento. It's a Brazilian thing, but like a Mexican thing, right?
Yeah. I know that.
I mean, that's where people are most familiar with it for sure. Like South American, all that stuff.
They say,
but it's definitely a great man, for sure.
The story I hear about is from when the old Caballeros down there, they stick, when they're herding the cattle, that's where they poked them in that area, and that's where the name came from, for where they poked the cattle in that back side right above the tail to get them to move when they were herding them or whatever, and that's where the name of that meat came from. I don't know because I'm still learning, but I got a bad Jones to do one, man, because I just seen it. And I love tri-tip. I mean, I'll stuff a tri-tip. I'll freaking grill a tri-tip. I'll smoke a tri-tip. I'll cut a tri-tip up and make damn burgers out of it. I love a tri-tip. I mean, and to me, it's one of my favorite cuts of meat that I can get up in North Georgia that's sold regularly. It's tri-tip. Even more so than sirloin. And I love sirloin even over some, ribeyes and porterhouse and things. I love a sirloin steak, man. But the damn tri-tip is, man, that's some good stuff. But to have that fat cap over it and, score seasoning, have all that stuff run through it, I can only imagine, man. I've never had it except at a Brazilian restaurant. That's when they bring on that damn stick and, slice it off on your plate. And it's like, hell, I'm green side up all day. I ain't fitting to put the red side down. Feed me,
Well, it's a
vegetarian. So.
Doobie, how did you cook yours last weekend? I think you did. How did you do yours?
Man, I had the smoker like 270, 280, and I just threw it straight on there, man. And then I just temped it. I just threw it straight on the smoker, and then as soon as it hit like 125, 130, I pulled it out, let it rest, and sliced it up, man.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. 128, 130, and you let it sit. It's going to cook a little bit more sitting there. But you gotta have the myoglobin up in that rascal. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that picanha, I would put it up there with like, what is it, Snake River Farms? Like it was good. Like the picanha that I had prior to this last one was from Snake River, and man, Frickson, it's right up there, man, and it's probably like a third of the price.
I gotta look into that. When I get back from Florida, I'm gonna get me at least one and do the slices. But I'm gonna go ahead and skewer them up in the half moon deal and roll them up probably on my green egg or my drum on charcoal just to see, where I'm at before I do anything else crazy with it.
That's how I do. That's how I did mine, Grubbs. I do the fat cap, because that's like how they do it down in South Texas. They take it and they fold it over, and then they low and slow it like rotisserie over the open flames, and then that fat cap it like kind of wraps the whole thing, so the fat renders down into that meat, and then and
it crisp up. I mean, when you get the fat a little crispy on the edges, come on now. I mean, my cardiologist might not like it, but damn, I like that stuff. You know what I mean?
Hey, we still got to live a little bit. It's a cheat day.
Yeah,
that's a good
in
cheat
the smoker. I did the picanha fat side down in the smoker right by the firebox, and the fat got nice and crispy, and I had a real good bark on that thing, man. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I would probably, I'd probably run up 350, 400 degrees, man, when I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I like to reverse sear mine at the end. I do like low and slow till I got mine. I did last week, and I did some very interesting method of cooking. I suspended it over cast iron on my stovetop, and then put a foil dome over it because
I saw that on there. Yeah.
So I did that till like 1:30. Then I just brought like some Kerrygold butter to a boil on a cast iron. Then I threw it in there and seared it on both sides. Then that way too. So
yeah, and without butter, I mean butter's butter, right? And Kerrygold. That's
I like it though. I seriously though, I think it makes a difference. It burns at a much higher temp.
I do too, but so does beef tallow. Which I would do either one. But I'm making my own tallow now, so I got like a jug of it in the refrigerator, and I find all kind of ways to use that. It's amazing, Right
now, the tallow, I ain't gonna lie, you got me on that, and you've changed my life. I'll never do burgers again without beef tallow and cast iron like that. That smoked brisket beef tallow, man, I'm telling you, son.
The flavor's unreal. And the smell of tallow heating up in itself is so beefy. It's like you're smelling the bones, I mean, the marrow in the bones. So if you were to get to, to that point of how it smells, that beefy smell. So when that tallow's heating up, dude, it's indicative exactly of what it is. There's no doubt whatsoever. We ain't doing no mixed vegetable flour oils and none of that stuff. This is straight up beef tallow, and it's right up there with butter in my thing. To me, a little bit more favorite because in my mind, we got influenced with margarine growing up when I was a kid because butter was so bad for you. But we know it ain't that damn bad for you. And it tastes really good. But if I'm gonna saute something and it's beef oriented or onions or a lot of things that's going in the tallow over butter for me, But butter's got a spot. I ain't gonna lie, I mean. It's butter. I mean, especially real butter.
Yeah, where we were going, I wasn't. What was that, dude? Oh no, Dewey. What was that?
I was saying shout out to Chud's Barbecue. He made tortillas out of beef tallow.
Wow.
Oh, holy shit. Grubbs, when are you going to make that?
Fried the tortillas in the tallow?
No. He mixed the flour with the tallow and made the dough for the tortillas
instead of oil
out of the tallow.
Oh, instead of
flour.
It makes sense.
Cooked them up.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to use bacon
tortillas, but like instead of using the bacon fat, he replaced it with the tallow.
Oh shit, man!
I bet that's a money tortilla because, like you were saying, like with tallow, you get like that little bit of that essence of beef, like.
Oh
I
man,
you can smell it. I mean, it has a smell. It has a smell.
And imagine that with like that toasted tortilla smell, like mixed in with that toasted tortilla. I feel like. You could probably just eat the tortillas and be happy.
Imagine if you had fajitas. Imagine if you're going
Dos Equis on the side,
Oh man.
No, that sounds good, dude.
Yeah.
Man, it's something so simple. You're like, damn it, why didn't I think of that?
Shit. Well, back in the day, though, think about it. That's how people cooked with lard and tallow. Yeah. Those were natural oils. That was all before the synthetic crap started, And that's where you got your fat from, was slaughtering animals, rendering the fat. If it's a pig, it's lard. If it's a cow, it's tallow. And they had their place. But, they all had a damn canister on the counter, probably crock pot looking thing, full of that crap. Just sitting on the counter all the time.
Yep.
And that's I got a cauldron of fat on my counter all the time now for frying, but it's, vegetable oil, canola oil thing. And it goes bad, though. I mean, that stuff can actually go more rancid or turn. You don't get as many cooks out of it than having a jug of tallow or even pure bacon fat. If you strain when you cook bacon, you strain it so you don't get any meat particles in it, and you get just the fat out of it, and you can save that in a jar, that's good shit, too. But most people they're not going to strain it, though. They're just going to empty the fry pan into the jar and then go wash the fry pan. And what happens, you have those meat particles that are going to go bad in there. It's not pure oil, so.
Man, coffee filters. I like using coffee filters.
Well, I got some micron filters I use for a lot of other infusion things. Yeah. But I got a 120 micron filter, that I run the tallow through.
Yeah.
So, but it's a cloth filter, and you run it through that. And I'm talking takes everything up to 225 microns. So I got anywhere from 95 to 225 micron filters for filtering oils and butters and stuff that you want to flavor. And you strain them through that, and it comes out just freaking clear as day, man. I mean, well, if it's butter, if it's like you're using ramp leaves or something, it's green butter. If you're doing that, so whatever. But there's no solids in it, and that's the main thing. That's what keeps all those fats to survive a long time in the refrigerator or on your counter. Is not having any solids in there.
Right. Yeah, I know. In my fridge, I have 2 containers of fat, bacon, and sometimes when I'm getting low on that, I'll cook a whole pack of bacon just because, so I can take all the fat and render it down. And when I'm getting low on my bacon fat, and then because of you, now I have because brisket, you get a little bit more fat, so I got a bigger container now of beef tallow sitting in my fridge all the time now too.
Yep, you got to filter it though after you render it down, man. Get it clear, as clear as can be. That's going to keep it from. And your end result, if you go cook with it and you do have particles in there, that they can overcook and change the flavor. Even even small particles in there, because the solids that are in there, whether they're meat particles or which is probably what they are, they can actually burn. Even while the fat's being rendered down for flavor. So you don't want that in there. If you can, you really need it. Coffee filters are good for that. If you can get it set up and pour through it and just clean up your mess afterwards because it's all fat. But
right. Yeah, I've enjoyed rendering down the fat. It makes me feel very Pioneer Woman-esque,
And you use it, man. That's the whole thing. It's usable stuff instead of throwing it away,
Right.
Man, all this talk about
fancy
in the kitchen,
stuff. You always want the least amount of waste possible, for sure.
Yeah.
Boys, I'm going to drink an IPA tonight. How about that?
Oh, snap.
Man. No,
I'm doing a light beer.
Oh, I've already had the Busch Light. I'm
I'm trying to maintain this girlish figure for whatever reason in my dizzy headness and shit.
Hey, my wife married a fat man. Don't want her to be married to a single. Not a.
Yeah, but when I hit 250 pounds and I thought 230 pounds and I had a heart attack, I said nope, it ain't for me. So
God bless.
Yeah,
man, that damn thing made me work for it. That's a blooper. Cut it. Cut.
I'm trying to get down to
it was probably a twist off to begin with.
Nah, I wouldn't. I tried. Trust me. I tried the last time. About tore my damn fingers up. It's Elysian Space Dust IPA, just standard. Barbecue Johnsy said you guys should try doing a picanha brisket style. Someone's done that, but you can't.
I think it would work, man. But you can't go near as high a temperature for a finish on it. You can still do it the same way, though. Cook it low and slow, then wrap it and cover it, put a little more tallow on. The fat that's on a picanha is amazing, though. All the pictures I've seen, I drool over that little 1/4 to 3/8 inch, a 1/2 inch layer of fat over the top.
It's 3/8 all day. That's 3/8 all day. I even actually trimmed a little bit of there's a couple parts that were really thick that I even trimmed a little bit off to kind of make it more. But yeah, at least 3/8. At least the one from Frickson Farm was. Also by Johnsy. What's everyone's favorite compound butter recipe?
Oh man, I'm all about the butter, garlic, and parsley. That's me straight up. It's just minced garlic, butter, and chopped parsley. Fresh parsley though, not dried in a damn shaker bottle because you ain't got the same flavor. And if you're gonna put that on a steak, and the steak's only been cooked with salt and pepper anyway, boom, I
saw somebody do a compound butter. I want to say it was like Cooking with Fire or somebody. I forget who exactly it was, But they did a bone marrow compound butter with the garlic and parsley and chives and all that, and then they mixed it all together and then put that on top of the steak when it was done.
It's
It looked amazing.
But you got to have that right bone to be able to get that marrow out of. That's a lot of people don't go to the butcher and say, "Hey, slice this leg bone, this shank for me this way, and let me buy the bone from you." Unless you, because in a small town like I come, you can't buy that shit at the grocery store. I mean,
right.
You have to go request that. But you're right, man, because that stuff in those leg bones in a cow, man, you talking about tallow ain't got nothing on that. I think if you could get that marrow and get it cooked down to where it's just broken, gelled, I mean, it's like hell. Put it on a cracker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, you really
beat me up.
Yeah.
But I can't get it where I live. That kind of stuff. It'd have to be a special request from one of these local butchery or places that have these farm raised cows and stuff. And then when you do it, and plus, this stuff's always going to be high dollar because it's custom and it's grass fed and blah, blah, blah. But it's really high dollar because I live in a tourist area and our economy, I think, is based a lot on that, But it supports where I live. So I ain't mad at nobody. Just don't come coughing on me and shit if you're from out of town or something like that. And I know you're from out of town when you walk up, ask me where the grocery store at the bathroom. Where's the bathroom? Because if you live in Blairsville, there's only one grocery store and everybody knows where the damn bathroom is. So when you roll up on top, where's the bathroom? And it's all the way across the store. I know you're from out of town, shit. Mm-hmm. Or you roll up now this time of year and they got their hat turned on like this, got sunglasses on the back of the hat. Got shorts on, got tan legs and shit. Hell, we're pasty as hell up here, man. We've been covered up for months. It's wintertime. Hell, I've only had shorts on 2 days this damn year already. That's it,
It snowed today, boys. I dealt with snow all day today, man.
It's 70s and 80s in New Mexico, man. I'll take it.
No.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm getting myself turned on.
I'll stay pasty, man.
Out of jealousy and respect.
Oh, man.
No, so on my favorite compound butter to answer that is minced garlic, fresh rosemary, and some red pepper flakes. I like that.
I like the rosemary, especially on beef. Oh my god, yeah.
Yep. And I like taking the fresh sprigs actually, and just taking the butter and then putting that on top, and then putting the hot butter on top of the rosemary and basting it that way. Then that fresh rosemary kind of gets down into the steak because it's so strong. It doesn't take a lot to get the flavor down into your meat. So I was like working with rosemary, and it's easy to grow up here too, and it's abundant. You can
it grows great. But are you one to like keep a container of clarified butter off to the side for doing something like this, as opposed to regular butter?
That's where I use I've come, like I said, that Kerry's Gold has been a recent must now. I won't base steaks with anything but Kerry's Gold Irish salted butter. I like that stuff there, but then the minced garlic I like to put in with it too, like a nice little dabble of minced garlic, the Kerry Gold butter, fresh rosemary on top of the steak, and then the red pepper flakes down in with the butter and minced garlic, and then like brush it in that way as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my go-to. So big item of discussion coming up here, Doobie. You know what's about to happen. It's about to happen. We on Tuesday, Grubbs, you missed it. We invited Nombre Carlos Chudd to be.
Never met him.
You haven't got to meet him, but you're going to, because he came the first of 5 Dude Network field staff representatives. A name still in works, still working. Name in works.
I think.
Grubbs, would you like to be the second member of the field staff of the Dude Network?
Hell yeah, dude!
All right. So for those watching, now you guys know who number 2 out of the 5 is going to be. So
got 3 more left. Next one.
It's get more exciting.
I'm just meeting these people now, though. But it's a social interactive deal. And actually, the last couple of weeks, I've been a little slow because my brain's too fast. I got to be.
I love it.
But we're gonna get past that shit too and move on from it. But damn, it's like,
so everyone's probably wondering, what the hell are the perks of it? Basically, everyone knows the Dude Network works with a boatload of small businesses and companies basically, we're hopefully all the field staff can get to trying those products over time. But also, we need a lot of help on these shows. The shows are getting bigger. We're getting more guests. The guests can't all make it on Fridays, so we're starting to get guests that wanting to do other days in a week. So would like to get you guys and just everyone involved, and just basically I want the Dude Network to be my face of dudes and dudettes, when the time comes. And
expand the Dude Network.
Yes, we're just going to keep this bitch growing.
I'm honored to be affiliated with the Dude Network. I appreciate it. I mean, he says 3 times. It's been 4 times, I think. Because I was on a show right off the bat, and then I was on again before with Miss Tina, then with Miss Tina, and then yeah.
Were you on twice with Tina?
Do what?
Yeah.
I did 2 before Miss Tina.
Oh, yes.
I did one way long ago, like
7
months ago.
Back when we first started the show.
Yeah, Doobie wasn't there. It was just me and Tony.
Yeah, that was the Zoom. We did Zoom that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, we graduated. This is your 3rd Friday night kickoff party show, though.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, it's been awesome to see, man. Especially you go to YouTube and you follow it, and people are following these things and loving it, man. I mean, you know what I mean?
We're blessed, man. We're living in a blessed world right now, Grubbs. There ain't no shitting about
that.
Well,
you know what? This is what it's all about, dude. Straight up, when you can sit around and talk to somebody like your friend, what you call an interview, you call it what you want to call it. But you sit here and you have a conversation with somebody that would be a normal conversation that you would have if we were sitting in your house having a cold beer and a damn shish kebab, then that's what makes it work like it does, Mm-hmm. And so far, I've been put in a position with you to feel that way, and I'm blessed. I feel blessed to be able to do it, and I appreciate it.
No, I mean, you were the first one to really, of any prominence, to really kind of be like, yeah, I'll do that shit. And I'm like, holy shit, Grubbs is wanting to come on the show. Now what do I do? And then it just all happened, man. But yeah, it's organic. It's been beautiful. That's why you were like literally an obvious choice to get you on here. And from the rip, man, because you were here from the rip. So I'm just got Grubbacue on the Dude Network. Let's go.
Hey, just straight up. Country cornbread and real as moonshine, baby. That's how it is.
Hey, for that, I'm going with the pineapple, bro.
Hey, which one do you like the best?
I told you. I think I like the pineapple. I just like the flavor punch. Because with yours, the flavor pure. By the way, everyone, this stuff came from Grubbs. I was brand ambassador is what they call them, I think. Do you think? But peach and pineapple. And I have peach down here, as we all know. The jug. Don't worry, folks. The jug's still here. But that's peach, and how I do my peach and his peach, it's crazy. It's 2 different flavors, but you can taste peach in both. But I like the pineapple in yours because you can really taste the pineapple. You can taste the peach, but you're making me pick between 2 good ones. The pineapple's got the stronger flavor profile. Yeah,
and but that bottom line is some things carry over better than others. Simple as that. I can't dispute that. I can't fight that. I've been doing this shit for long enough to know blackberries don't carry over like raspberries. Blueberries cover good. Peaches cover good. Apples cover good. Grape fruit juice does good, but not grapes themselves. So it's a process, It is what it is.
We need to get Doobie out there slinging some clear. That's what we need to get, Grubbs.
Man.
Hey, it's New Mexico. Everybody drinks out there, man.
I give lessons, man. It didn't all get this good overnight, though. Trust me.
Okay? No. The first stuff that I had I was like, oh, this shit's so good. But, man, look, if I wish I had a
paint thinner compared to today in my mind,
I remember keeping a bottle back off because, it's my first shit ever. Like, I'll never drink that. After about my 6th batch, that shit was going in my head. I was just dumping it right back into the next batch and double filtering it. There's no way.
Well, I still got guys that want it when it comes straight out the pot, man. I'm thinking, you got to be fucking kidding me, man. You're talking on a compound, reflux situation like I use. You're talking 190, okay? I know that's high shit, dude.
I've had some 190.
Come on, man.
I've had some smooth 190, and it still burnt the high hell. I mean, I was like, man, it's not bad for 190.
You're going to Bourbon, and you're going to taste it.
I'd never
make you go blind.
Yeah, I've never had 190. Now it'll just make you take back shit you didn't steal if it's all right, you know.
Yeah.
I mean.
But no, and I got guys that say, "Well, dude, let me get some of that off the top like that." I said, "Man, you got to be fucking kidding me," you know, because it just ain't right, you know. And bottom line is, some fruits carry over better than others, and I'm a fruit guy. That's all I'm gonna say. I just love doing fruit. I like making fruit wine and turning fruit wine into stuff to drink, and you know.
Oh man, I love it. So there's some out there that don't drink, but I came across this phone. Grubbs, you're gonna love this one here.
I mean, if you really think about it, it's the truth.
Hold on. Say what you just said again.
I said I feel sorry for people who don't drink.
And why is that?
When they wake up in the morning, that's as good as they're going to feel all day. They got nothing to look forward to.
Let me tell you, I grew up as a Catholic in Louisiana, okay, in my life. Now, when you were communion at 11, 12 years old, you're given a silver goblet with your name engraved on it. And you have wine with your family at the dinner table once a week on Sunday dinner. And I mean, this is how I grew up in Louisiana. So it's not like it's unusual for me to want to have a drink. I mean, shit, you know, honestly. So as an altar boy in the Episcopal Church, man, they putting all this stuff in the jug, and you know the priest knows how many people's out there. He can look over and he's talking about, what is it, 100 people? He pouring like 125 people's worth of wine in the damn thing to pass out because he has to finish it at the end of the thing. So, you know, it's like, woo, boy. So even in Catholic school, Father Dubois had a cast on his damn strap on his damn ankle above his britches right there where the, you know. So, it's a natural thing, man, for me, you know. You just got to be able to control and don't let this shit get out of hand. That's all there is to it.
That's all there is to it, man. Hey, actually, I've done my best performances not remembering what the hell I did. Apparently, I'm a real gentleman on moonshine. Everyone says, like, man, you're normal as shit. How do you not remember? I was like, I don't know. But
yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, I used to hit those blackout modes back, but that was back in the days. Now, I think I have a little more control now that I'm older. So, I don't know. I've always drank. My whole life, except, you know, I had a heart attack. So when I did that, I didn't drink beer for about 6 months. But I still had a little sippy sip on the side because, you know, you got a little something to help you sleep at night and stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Got to have that stuff to help you sleep.
Well, without taking pharmaceuticals to go to sleep, I'd rather have a few sips of some good liquor to go to sleep than I would take pharmaceuticals, you know, man-made or me-made to, you know, take one or the other. But if I make it, I feel more confident than if somebody else made it. That's the way it is, you know.
Hell yeah! I mean, that's just math there, man.
Yeah.
Hey, we got some. Hey, we got.
I like
we
to
got a
grow
little
mine in
crowd
the
here.
dirt, you know.
Yeah. Hey, Mass Old Chef, nice. Congrats, Grubbs. Congrats to the dude. Grubbs to the Dude Network. Cheers.
Appreciate
Love
you, man.
Jonesy. Damn, stacking A-team over here. God blessed right we are.
That's right.
Congrats,
if you're gonna do it, hey, go big or go home, right?
Hey, you know, we didn't
wait.
invent the wheel. We just made that bitch look better. That's all.
Right.
Man.
You know, I said the same thing to myself when I
Wake up and I piss excellent.
and I made a cone holder.
Mine coming
Throw
tomorrow.
that in there.
Mine are coming tomorrow. I ordered
Yeah.
some.
But
Can't wait.
hey, do y'all even know the story of the cone holders? How they came about?
Actually, go ahead.
All right.
We're going to
Look,
get the main screen
I'm
here.
trying to get. I'm trying to get some free
get a promo
advertising.
here. We need to get rid of these damn things.
Well,
What
that's
was
the
it?
thing
4 for
is-
20? 4
Hey.
for 20?
Well, hey, keep that down, man, because I gave you a discount.
These are Dude Networks here. This is Dude
Yeah, I
Network.
gave you the Dude Network. Hey, so we'll do that if we go do 20 when they contact me. I'll
Dude
do 4 for
20.
20. Yeah.
Shit, my
But,
bad. It says
how this all
50. 4 for 50. Giving them away.
Yeah. But how this all happened, and I got some up here that were twisted by coat hangers and originally about a raw steel when it all started. But the thing is, one night, this is how it all happened. My daughter is about 12 years old. She's 23 right now. Okay, and she's like, Dad, well, we got some ice cream cones. I said, well, no, we got some cones, but we ain't got no ice cream. And I've been barbecuing chicken and drinking, and I wasn't fitting to drive to the damn store to buy no damn ice cream. So I said, well, get them cones. Let's see what we got. Well, we had marshmallows. We had chocolate. And guess what? I took a coat hanger, bent it, made a cone holder out of the damn coat hanger. We did 4 of them actually. So everybody, my son, wife, and did 4 of them in the damn on the gas grill on my front porch. I ain't on the gas grill in a long time, but so that's how long ago it was. But we baked them off, man. It was like, damn, that was a hell of an idea, you know. And then I ended up on a TV show on this called Hatched on the CW network. You can catch it on Hulu. Episode 21, I think it is, season 1, whatever. But it's kind of, it was like a Shark Tank thing, you know, for these things. And of course, they didn't take me up on it. Hell, I didn't even have a name for them when I went to. I think they pulled me down for my personality. It wasn't a product because I've only been doing this for like 3 or 4 months when I got the little casting thing. And I'm like, well, shit, hell, I got something. Let me try it. And the next you know, they flying me to L.A. and stuff, making a TV show about it. You know, I'm like, damn. So I came out and I pimped them out, man. And, you know, every once in a while when I go through the show thing, because they were on the show and I listened, then I can sell a few more, you know, but I still got about 800 in damn basement. I had to buy, I used to make them all by hand, all bent by hand. It was a bitch. I got arthritis. I can't even do it no more. So, but I had a company in Pennsylvania actually build these for me, an American company with stainless steel from America, make them for me. But I had to buy 2,500 of them at a time.
Shit, you're halfway home.
But I got like 800 left in the damn basement. So, you know what I'm going to do when I get back off vacation, because I don't want to do it now because the people will be trying to contact you and I ain't got time for it. I'm going on vacation. But I'm going to say the first 10 orders I get, I'm going to post it on there. Get a free Grubbacue t-shirt, a free Grubbacue hat in with them, and I'm going to ship them out. And let's see what else happens, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Only got size extra large and t-shirts. That's all I got left before I buy some new ones. So if you can't wear one of those, you might want a hat. That's all I can tell you. But that's the t-shirt. You're going to get an extra large black t-shirt like this, you know, with Grubbacue on the back and all that shit, or a hat. And, you know, first 10 orders. But I'm going to do that when I get back from the beach. And,
hey, you heard it here first. Breaking news always on the Dude Network.
Hey,
always.
Hey, cone holders, man. Ice cream thing just for cones.
Now.
Dude, I'm
There's
doing brisket.
in here.
Hey, if you think I ain't doing a brisket ass Sunday in that thing with some mashed potatoes and a cherry tomato on top, you're nuts.
Man, it's amazing what you can do from I've done pudding pops. You know, my favorite though is homemade whipped cream. Take a heavy cream, whip it with flavor, add berries, and add a few chocolate and add some like graham crackers into that and stuff it in that damn cone. Good God, that's a hell of a dessert, dude. I mean, you know,
he's more than barbecue, folks. He's more than possum.
That's right. But hey, I bet you that new Redbeard's wild game would be good on that possum. I bet it would be.
Speaking of which, we haven't got to give any shout out here to Brad yet. He's one of the proud sponsors of the show. He's watching. He says he's getting ready for ramp season coming up, which is basically the
hell yeah. I got pickled ramps right here. Look at it.
Oh, he's getting pickled ramps for you, Brad. Hey, Redbeard seasoning. Everybody, like we said down below here, use the Dude Network for 10% off. Get the new wild game rub. It's awesome. If you have anything venison, elk, wild game like boar, fish, anything like that at all, I'm telling you, it's good. And I'm going to tell you all right now, put that jazz on your grilled veggies like your zucchini, your squash, your carrots, your broccoli. That stuff is phenomenal. So thank you to Redbeard Seasoning. Oh, we got pickled ramps. Oh,
that's
dude.
Right.
Hey,
what is a ramp?
You want some time away from your wife? Eat about a handful of them damn things.
I made homemade ramp salsa too this past year.
What's a ramp?
It's like an onion, garlic, wild growing thing in the mountains that you can only get for like 3 or 4 weeks out the damn year. But it's a garlicky. The leaf is big and green, but the root of it is garlicky onion.
Yeah, it's bad, man.
Oh, it's bad. It's awesome as shit, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Pickled ramp. And like I made ramp salsa where I made my homemade salsa. Instead of using onions, I used ramps in the salsa. That shit's off the damn chain. I ain't even try to lie to nobody about it.
I ain't gonna try to lie to nobody. It's good, but I'm telling you right now, harvest it away from your kitchen.
Oh no, it's strong smelling. No.
It's strong. When I say strong,
yeah, when I do,
you can rob a bank with that stuff. You eat a handful of that, go into a bank, they'll just give you the damn money. Get your ass out of there.
Yeah, but some people have a more affinity to that type of flavor than others. So I agree with you because like my wife is like, oh my God. But when I eat them, I'm like, hell, I don't give a shit. Feed them up to me, So I don't even worry about it because I don't think people smelling me that close. I ain't trying to get up in your face. No way. But the whole flavor of the ramp in itself and the fact that it's only available about 3 or 4 weeks out of the year. It's a wild plant. It's natural. It's what it is. Look, dude, I tell you what, there's 2 things I did last year with ramps. And I just contacted my boy to give me some more this year. I took ramp leaves and infused them with white vinegar. I took a half-gallon mason jar, put a half pound of just the leaf tops in there and filled it full of vinegar. Got the jug in here today. That is the best damn vinegar you could put on any salad dressing freaking you can even imagine. And another thing is I took the same things and I used my magical butter machine and turned the ramp leaves into ramp butter. What?
Damn,
ramp butter on a steak? God almighty, you can't even beat that shit.
She. Isn't that what the cool kids are saying?
I need to get one of those magic butter machines, man. Those things look cool.
Hey, I can get you a discount about $50 off, I think, because I got one. So they send me these little coupons every now and then. So,
Doobie, you're getting the hookup, man. Grubbs already bringing his worth to the Dude Network team.
But if you're gonna do infused butter, that's the easiest way to do it, man. And you can infuse it whatever you want. I ain't mad at nobody. You do what you want to do. But I have used it for other things and ramps. And it works just as well as all things,
Gotcha.
Hey, I'm ready to try it out, man.
Grubbs,
it works. It works.
I got some other good videos for you here to check out here. You ready? This is a couple barbecue ones here.
Okay. That's what happens when the in-laws come over.
Oh no! That's when you let your buddy. Flip a rib. He's like, "Oh, let me flip him. Let's flip."
Yeah.
Oh man, it just makes me wish I got my briskets on fire on camera, man.
Oh yeah,
it happens, man. It happens. I mean, it's like that. You've seen this. I've seen this meme posted recently about good barbecue comes from experience. Experience comes from bad barbecue, and that's what it is, man. I mean, you do it for 20 years, you're gonna burn some shit up. Some stuff's gonna be tough. Some stuff ain't gonna be right. But you learn from that. That's how it works. I've been there, dude. I'm gonna tell you.
There's lessons you only learn once too.
Yeah.
Well, I burned up a bunch of turkeys one time doing fried turkeys for people at Thanksgiving, and this is a true story. I had a local smokehouse in town. They just sold smoked meats and sausage and shit. Wanted me to do turkeys for their customers, take orders. And I smoke them all at my house. I can do 3 at a time. It takes 45 minutes, blah, 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 whatever per. And then you bring them over there and they serve them to the people, right? I sold them to them whole. And I got a little cut off of it. But, man, I got drunked up about 6 turkeys in. And damn shit, on the one thing, burn them all up. Burn them up. Like, holy cow, what am I going to do now, And these are people that are expecting their Thanksgiving dinner the day before Thanksgiving from me. I had my wife rolling all around town looking for thawed out turkeys, man, because you can't get no frozen turkey the day before they got it. You cooking them that right now, And she found me 3 of them, and instead of brining them, which I did with all the other ones, because that's what I do flavor-wise, is I injected them, right? I'm thinking, well, shit, I got to cover this up somehow. Let's get them injected. Let's get them cooked, blah, blah, blah. And I run them through, and nobody knew anything about it afterward. But, boy, that was one of the most stressful turkey cooking sessions I ever had in my damn life. And to this day, I ain't never cooked turkeys for a bunch of people ever again. Because
it's scarred for life.
No, I ain't doing it, man. And the thing is, you're going to do turkeys, okay? It's like, yeah, I'm doing turkeys, okay? So everybody's bringing you 12, 15-pound turkeys. Well, you know what? Some dude's going to bring you a 23-pounder. And that shit don't fit the time schedule with all the rest of them by any means, you know what I mean? Whether you're smoking it or frying it. No, I got one here for you. It's just going to be easy. 20. Oh, no, bullshit. So if I do it today and I'm going to smoke turkeys on Thanksgiving, I'm buying turkeys and you're buying them from me. Simple as that. They're all going to be about the same size. I ain't got time for all that 12-pounder, 15-pounder, 17-pounder, 22-pounder, all in the same smoke thing because it messes with what you got going on in the smoker. It messes your time, and you can't have that.
A lot of people don't realize that when they're like, hey, if I buy the meat, can you just come cook it for me? I'm like, man, and I hate when like friends ask too, because it's like you almost feel like obligated, but at the same time, it's like, man, barbecue's a lot of work, man. It ain't just like, let's go buy the meat at the store. Like you act like getting the meat's like half the work. Nah, that's like not even the start of the work. You know what I mean?
That's like the easy. That's the most fun part of it.
But the quality of the meat too. You got some dudes over here buying cheap ass shit at the damn corner store, as opposed to buying good shit, and they want you to cook them together at the same time, and it don't work like that. Simply don't. Or they go and
they get you like if they'll get you a 22-pound brisket and a 10-pound brisket.
Yeah.
Or, they'll get you some crazy, and they want it all to be ready at the same time. Like,
Doobie, would you let me pick out a brisket for you to cook? Be honest.
I wouldn't let you trim one.
Oh, I love it. That's why the people come here, man. That's why they come here, man.
But you can pick it out. I'll just give you a weight minimum, you'd be all right.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hey.
At least 13
hey, after me, I deserve all that after throwing him to the fucking wolves with Myron last week on the fat cap up, man. Dude, hey, I don't know if you saw that shit, man.
I'm hoping no, but the whole brisket thing, to me, you said fat cap up and there's fat cap down. To me, that all depends on where your heat source is coming from, period. Mm-hmm. And so if I put a brisket on the far end of my reverse flow cabinet smoker, it's going fat side up. If I put it closer to the firebox, it's going fat side down because I'm going to have more heat right there underneath it than coming over it. And it's a matter of it not sticking and getting, that little quarter inch of your brisket all stuck and crispy and hard and shit where you can't cut it when you get done with it, You can't have that. If you're going to have a perfect brisket, you can't have that. And I'm a wrapper. I'll wrap my shit at 160, 165 whenever I think I need to. I've let them go all the way and just wrapped them at the end. But I do think I get a better product when I wrap my meat at mid-cook. I really do. I think, 165, 168, 160, depending on the meat. How does it feel? Wrap it, a little tallow. If I'm doing pork butt, I put a little extra seasoning, some honey on there, and wrap them up. And I'm not indifferent to peach butcher paper or foil paper. I haven't seen an advantage either way. I've been doing it a long time, but I still think I can get the end product either way, with no matter what I use for that point. But it's a matter of getting them to that point, getting them tender enough to where they probe like it needs to be. And that's the main thing to me about brisket. It's a probing thing. No matter what, man, you can't go by temperature and say it's going to be this ready, it's going to be ready. When I can stick my probe in there and I know that it's going in like soft butter, that's it, man. That's when I know it's ready. The same ribs are the same way. Ribs, I'm getting, I'm a fast cook, man, when it comes to ribs. And I can go an hour, hour and a half, then I wrap, and they're done in an hour. But when I pick up those ribs, even in that foil pack, and I can feel that the way it gives, they're done. Mm-hmm. It's a feel thing, it's not necessarily a temperature thing. And
you could cook 3 briskets side by side, all the same weight. You know what I mean? You get them all from the same place, and you start probing those things all the same.
They're different.
Time, and every single brisket's going to be a little bit different.
That's right.
Even if they're all the same temperature, they might feel a little bit different when you probe them. This one, they both might be at 180. But this one's going to be a little tougher when you poke it at 180 than this one over here, and every brisket is totally different. So it's hard to say, oh, yeah, I pull every brisket at this temp because there's been.
I don't think you can do that, man.
I pulled briskets at 180. Like, man, that brisket cooked fast. What the hell just happened to me? And then there's briskets that, holy shit, I'm at 205 and it still doesn't feel right to me. What the hell's going on?
And what I call it breaking loose, man. I've done it where I've done a 12-pounder and a 17-pounder brisket side by side. Same choice cut, not prime. But the 17-pounder would break loose before the 12-pounder.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's what I call break loose. That feel, that stab in there, and that shit just sliding in there. It's ready, because you're gonna let it rest anyway.
The smaller ones. I think smaller ones take longer to me, man. I really do. I think the smaller briskets, You would think that they would cook faster because they weigh less, but to me, it's not always the case. Like, I feel like it's almost harder for them to get that momentum to get past that point.
And how much fat, if it's smaller, how much fat is in that decal between the point and the flat? You know what I'm saying? So that makes a big difference in how that thing cooks. Is that level of fat between there, not that big old chunk on the outside that we see, but the decal. And that fat layer that's right in there, man. That's
it goes all the way through.
Yeah.
So sometimes that layer's like this. Sometimes that layer's like that.
Right, and that's what makes a difference in how it cooks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it also makes a difference in how it tastes when it's done. You know, I mean, that's one thing about brisket fat, man. It's like butter. When that brisket's cooked right, and you just put hey, look, I ain't, you can be like minus 14 teeth and still eat this shit and not choke on it. You know, I mean. It's like, that's good brisket, you know what I mean?
Well, I know I've only done like 5 briskets. I'm the new guy to the party, but I know, and Doobie, you'll test this, the best looking brisket, because anytime I do, like, Doobie's like my spirit guide when it comes to doing a brisket. Like, Doobie's with me like every step of the way. Like, without Doobie, like, I am terrible at briskets. So, like, Doobie's the man on this one. But, like, Doobie will tell you the best looking brisket was the one with that, like, the choice, like the shit one I did to select. I did the select, and it like at 195. It was the best looking brisket I've ever done.
Well, you were cooking that sucker. You cooked that sucker for damn near 20 hours, man.
18 hours, and I couldn't get it above 195. And I waved the white flag, man. But I was like probing it like butter.
Man,
and I was like,
stick
fuck
the probe in. Like, just stick the probe in. If it's stuck, man, just stick the probe in. If it's tender, because sometimes that probe's gonna, like, if you're just going off temp, it's gonna fuck with you, man. Like, you might be stuck at the same temperature forever, but the meat's still getting more tender, So, like, you really got to go off of the feel, Yeah,
you got to at least go by your temperatures for a point of reference,
Yeah, kind of get a gauge.
Yeah, because like I said, they all break loose, but you got to be ready, man. That's that last hour and a half of cooking that you're going to be constantly. If you're at that wrap, you're going to be poking holes in that fucking wrap and feeling it. That's the whole thing, man. And if it's a whole brisket with the point in the flat, I want to go into both places. I want to go into the point through the flat, and I want to go and see where I'm at between them. But it's just, how does it feel? Because you're not going to overdo. If the point is right on spot, probing, and all that fat's still underneath it before, the decal, they call it, before it gets to the flat, and you go over here and it's still not quite right, you can go a little bit longer and you ain't going to fuck that up on the other end.
Yeah, the point's forgiving. The point's real forgiving. You can do the point a little bit over, and nobody's going to notice. It's not going to fuck with the texture too much. Whereas the flat, it's one of those things on the flat, if you go a little bit under, it almost fucks up the whole brisket. Like,
but if you go over, that shit ain't dry on the end. It's all dry. Even when you slice it and hang it on a damn knife, you don't want all that.
I like to wrap them at 170, 175, just because when you wrap them, I feel like when you pull it out and wrap it, you do lose a couple degrees. You know what I mean? I feel like it takes so long to get past that like 160, 165 mark. I want to keep it, so like I'll pull it like 170, 175, because I know I'm going to lose another 5 degrees by the time it's done being wrapped and then back in the smoker. So then I'm already past that point, and it's easier to keep it rolling up again. If you go a little bit further past the stall, for me, I like to go 170.
The initial wrap is a choice. I think the initial wrap is a choice. It has to do with you monitoring your temperature, and you got time, and you're thinking, well, shit, it's still sitting at 165, 170, and it's been like that for an hour. So you wrap them to speed that up. That's what the whole wrap is for, in my opinion, is only to get past that stall, and it keeps the moisture from evaporating out of everything. So it helps keep the meat moist. But that's that distinction. It's like, well, when do I do it? When I do it. And I've gone without wrapping any before. Okay, but that's a long process, dude. That's long, that's low and slow. You got that much damn time to cook shit like that,
Like, if your temps are doing this at all while you're cooking, you ain't ready to do a brisket without wrapping.
No.
When you do a brisket with no wrap, your temp has to be flat. You got to be consistent. Like,
that's where a good cooker comes in. That's where the good cookers come in, man.
Yeah, and that's honestly.
Yeah, UDS, my HBT, my cabinet smoker is a bomb of my cabinet smoker. I can run that. I hang sausages in for smoking. This is a big cabinet smoker. This some bitch you could help put 2 pigs in there. Hell, I could probably put maybe Tony on the bottom shelf and you up top, but it's that big. And I'm saying, but I can run that some bitch at 165, 170 degrees for sausage.
I'm just going to throw this out there. He was really quick to come up to that. He's thought about that before that statement. He thought about it.
It's a big smoker, but what I'm saying is easy to maintain the temperature once you learn your cooker. And this is a reverse flow smoker I'm using sticks in. So what I'm saying is it's as easy to run at 170 as it is at 325.
With that being said, if you want
to
good
build your fire to get
if you want a good
and then maintain.
Good. Finish it, Doobie. I'm coming in hot after it. Okay.
You're good.
If you want a nice, slow, steady burn, go with Jerk Charcoal Competition Jerk Charcoal.
That shit works great, man. In my drum smoker. I haven't run it in my green egg yet because I'm kind of infatuated with my drum smoker. So my green egg's been on the back porch kind of being abused over the last 6 months. I mean, I think the green eggs might be getting a little jealous, you know. But I've been trying to figure out this drum smoker. I mean, because I ain't never had one. But the Jerk Charcoal.
How do you like it? How do you like the drums? I've never had it. That's the only kind of smoker I've never bought is a drum.
I love it, man. Up to this point, I'm telling you, at Thanksgiving this past year, best turkey I ever damn cooked on a grill ever. It was unbelievable.
That says a lot.
And the temperature, the way it rolls temperature, the way it holds temperature, and it's pretty as hell. So I mean, I don't know why they call it an ugly drum smoker. If you see my Grubbacue drum smoker, that shit ain't. It's pretty, man.
There's a Champion, right? You want Champion? Yeah,
Champion drum smokers out of Atlanta.
Yeah, we don't have a drum smoker, so we can talk freely about drum smokers.
Okay, well, the dude straight up, man, his customer service is unbelievable. He gave me a hell of a deal. And it was, I drove the other side of the mountain, and he gave me a discount and brought it up to me halfway for delivery. So, but it's as built as any other drum smokers are built. And but the paint scheme on it is powder coated on the outside. It's beautiful. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, Doobie, on my Instagram or other pages. Tony, you've probably seen it.
Hell yeah!
It's pretty as hell, man. Got the logo.
I've commented and tagged them in it. They always comment back. They're very active on social media, and in the world that we're in, the social media, like they're very pro social media. So
yeah, and actually, Big J from the show and Miss Sylvie both have one. So Big J sold. Yeah, they both have Champion drum smokers too.
Okay.
And theirs pretty as hell too, but he does a really, really good job with them. And the ones we used on the show were a basic drum smoker, and I think it was called Hunskitor or something like that. I don't remember because I'd never used one before. And they were out there, and they didn't have, of course, all the things that you can get with the drum smoker. They were a basic drum smoker, but the day that we had those on the show, we had to use. That was one of the ones you had to use, and that's not something that people who watched the show realized, that you were told what cookers you had to use that day. And even though there were 4 or 5 out there, there was 2 or 3 that you were or at least 2 that you had to use, and there was one episode we had to use the drum smoker. And it's same with the pellet smoker, that Traeger they had out there. I'd never used that shit in my life, but you had to. It intrigued me enough to, after the show, I own a pellet grill now and a drum smoker, so yeah.
I got my eye on this one company that's making them called Bullfrog. And what's unique about their drum smokers is the bottom, like where the charcoal is, they set it up as a drawer so you could pull it out.
That's a good thing, man. That's a good thing because it's a bitch to clean this son of a bitch out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I pull the basket out and I dump it in a galvanized can after the coals are cooled to get all that shit out. But it's lump charcoal I use, jerk charcoal right in the last 2 or 3 burns. So once it goes out, you can reuse it, so you're not burning it all up to ash. So I dump the ashes out and I put my basket back in the cooker, but I have to bend over the cooker. And then occasionally I have to reach in there with my bucket head vacuum thing I got on my Home Depot thing, with a bucket head from the thing, suck all the damn shit out of the bottom of it. To clean it up because it's not. But having a drawer like that underneath where the basket sits is a plus, man. A hell of a plus.
I figure I got to half the battle. You know what I mean?
But they burn good. They burn good, man.
I want to get one, man. It's on my list.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this year. We'll
And
see.
if you
I got
jerk
my
charcoal,
shit. The longer I hang out
charcoal's
with
got
you
bigger
guys, the
pieces.
longer my list gets.
Jerk charcoal has bigger pieces than some of the other store-bought ones, which burn really, really well in that basket. You know, they'll hold that temp, they'll burn a long time. And when you want to do that, man, the longest cook I've ever done is about 4 hours on my drum so far. But I really do want to load the basket up and do it like overnight, you know?
I bet you it would. That jerk would be nice. You know what happens when you don't clean your shit?
Yeah, Lord, what's up?
Catch
Check
on
out the
fire.
brisket.
Alright guys, we're gonna check out this brisket real quick. See how it's doing. Okay, not too bad. Okay. Alright, let's shut that off.
And go over and see Doobie at Albuquerque's High and Dry Desert tomorrow.
They're using that to they're making their own charcoal. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. Doobie caught his smoker on fire. If you missed that
briquettes.
part last week.
What's Jonesy said about anybody trying to foil boat brisket?
Foil boat brisket. Yeah, that's been up there for a minute. Has anybody tried to foil boat brisket?
I've seen that. I've seen Blue Smoke Blair do that. She's down in New Orleans cooking with Miss Tina and everybody else down there doing the Hogs for a Cause right now.
Yeah, Hogs for Cause. Shout out. Raising money.
Yeah,
for the
New
people.
Orleans, Louisiana, man. Rock and roll is a good cause. But I've never done one that way, you know, ever.
I've only done 5
I haven't
briskets
either.
total, so
Yeah.
I'm just still trying to figure out the basics.
I've done
for it.
foil wrapped and I've done peach paper. I personally like butcher paper. You know, I feel like you get less of like that steamed kind of texture with the butcher
Yeah,
paper.
because some of
than
it
the
does
foil.
escape out of the paper, but the juices do hold well in the paper, which is amazing. When
They
you
do.
pull it out,
You know,
and
what's
it's
the-
like this
it's
whole
that
wet
initial-
paper
once it
thing
gets
is.
wet.
I mean,
Yeah.
what does he mean like a foil basket though? Does he mean it like an exposed brisket sitting in a?
Yeah, where
You
you
know
keep the top
what
half
I've
open.
seen is people it was wrapped in butcher paper and then sitting on a foil boat.
Oh, that's what
I've
you're
seen
saying.
that
You
one.
saw. Okay.
That's what I've seen in the barbecue world. So I don't know if that's exactly what, you know.
Well, that makes no damn sense. Why the hell would you even wrap the damn thing?
Well, so if you're wrapping it in butcher, like when you do a peach paper and you get a lot of that juice in the bottom, there's time when you go to grab that thing, your finger pokes a hole in that butcher paper, you just lost all your fucking juice.
Well, don't
everywhere,
you
man.
double?
Take it
Who
back.
doesn't? I double wrap my stuff. Am I wrong by doing that?
Not in paper. Well, paper's the same way, though. Paper's going to give, man. I mean, that's
What I'm saying. I double wrap it in paper. Like I do like a wrap and then I do another wrap.
Well,
That's
and you got a
stupid.
good chance of not penetrating it.
Is that
Because
stupid
I'm
though?
amazed.
I mean, no, seriously, this is a newbie. Don't forget, guys. Like I am not barbecue guy.
I'm
I mean,
amazed
I
at the
can
way
make a
piece
good
of paper
barbecue.
holds liquids. I'm amazed. I mean, when you think
Once
about it,
that
you
gets
look at that roll of paper, but when you cook something on it, that some bitch will have 2 or 3 cups of juices in the bottom of it. As long as you don't disturb it when you pull it out, I mean, it's like, holy cow, this is what held in there. To me, and also, it's better than aluminum foil if you can do that off because you don't have to deal with that aluminum foil thing, which has its own chemical body. You're talking about straight up beef juices or
Yeah,
pork juices, whatever you wrap it in.
I have never wrapped beef in foil because I was always told it's taboo.
Well, I started barbecuing a long time ago. And that's all we had. Piece of paper wasn't a big
Well,
deal.
I guess if you have the choice, you know, sometimes
Well,
when you're
peach paper
balling
is
on a
hard to
budget.
find.
Well, if I had the choice, I would do piece paper 100% now because I've
Okay.
learned over the years foil over piece paper. Okay, but in the same token, when I do a pork butt, I would rather do foil than piece paper when I do a butt.
When I do pork butts, I just throw them in an aluminum half pan, then cover the top a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even care if it covered, like, I don't even care if it's sealed on the sides. I just cover up the top a little bit so it doesn't keep getting charred up so much. And it kind of maintains the color a little bit. And then you keep a bunch of juices in the pan. You know?
Yeah, and that's a big deal, man. Them juices in there. I mean, God almighty. But as far as brisket goes, man, piece paper is way better than foil paper on a brisket. You know, just
Yeah,
you know, whether you double wrap or
that
you wouldn't
seems
have
to
triple wrap
be
because all you're doing is finishing it off. I mean, trying to hold that essence of that beef in there, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, you get the most benefit out of wrapping, not so much during the cook, but the rest, because it's resting in the paper. it holds heat a little bit, it rests slower, like it comes down in heat slower because it's wrapped, and then it sits in all the juices that it's wrapped in. So I feel like that's when you get the biggest benefit from wrapping. Not so much in the cooking.
Hey, I'm gonna agree with you on that. And in fact, the last load of butts I ran on my big cabinet smoker, reverse flow from HBT, I ran them all the way up, straight up to 185 degrees, and then wrapped them and pulled them off and let them sit for 2 or 3 hours. And I never wrapped them during the cook or any of that, and they pulled freaking excellent, man. It was 8 of them.
When you do that and you wrap them in foil, like if you pull a 185, 190 and then wrap them, instead of them cooling right away, they're going to go up another 5-10 degrees because
5 to 10 at least. Yeah, 5 to 10.
You know, so like whereas just like if you didn't wrap them, you'd maybe go up 5. You know what I mean? But
so hang on now. Time out. You mean to tell me that I can take a butt and just take it to 185 and then wrap it and it'll be done?
Hell yeah.
Let it rest for a long time. I mean,
you gotta let it rest for a couple hours. And
that's why we're here, folks. That's why we're here, folks.
You gotta let it rest for 3 or 4 hours if you want it to be real tender. Like that's when you pull.
I'd rather do that than monitor smoke.
All your tenderness comes from the rest at that point. You know, because you're not taking it up to that point where it's tender. You're letting it,
man. And that was
the moisture staying in it. It's still heating up in where it's wrapped. I mean, it's actually still cooking. You know, but it's not with a heat source. It's just in itself from the inside out, and the fluids, the juices. It's a freaking bomb, man. I usually wrap my butts prior. I would do this instinctively. 165, 160 to 168 degrees. I'd wrap them. But then the last ones I did, and I think it's when I was feeding the road department or something up here, I let them roll all the way to 185 before I even pulled them out and wrapped them. And they may have been growing between then. I mean, because it's not like you pull them out of the temperature and they stop cooking because the internal temperature of the meat is doing what it does. You know, I mean,
I feel like pork really keeps that momentum a little bit more so than beef.
Well, and you got a bone in the center of it, which is hot. That's still
that bone stays hot for a minute.
Oh yeah,
bone ain't fucking right.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Speaking of,
it made really good butts for me the last time I did it, as opposed to wrapping them when I did. Because I don't know if it's really a myth or what I've learned over the years about, smoke only goes in it's up to a certain temperature. And I don't know if I agree with it to a point where I'm saying it's wrong or it's right. I just know if I keep the smoke going to it, and you do want a decent smoke ring without applying nitrates and other fake shit on top of it, so it looks good. But you want it natural. You want that natural smoke ring, and that's what's coming out from that outside of that meat, drying and cooking faster and evaporating moisture faster than the rest of the meat on the inside. So you get to that point where it's just right, and that crust is just right. Then you wrap it. Then you got no more heat on the outside to draw moisture out of the outside of it. And it allows the moisture and all that shit on the inside to finish cooking. Because once you start taking the moisture away from the outside, you're going to end up drying it out. That 1/4 of an inch, whatever it is on the outside, it's going to start drying out because it'll be overcooked. And wrapping it in foil prevents that from happening, or wrapping it in piece paper prevents that from happening. It keeps the moisture inside that little layer that's just on the outside of the meat, So,
yeah. Well, I know where you guys can get good smoke rings. That's Fricks and Family Farms. Oh, there's definitely an app for that. Just go to your app store, type in Fricks and Family Farms, and download that app so you can start ordering right away some of the best pork, beef, and chicken that's available out there to you. And yes, they'll ship it right to your doorstep, right from Dakota, Minnesota, home of Fricks and Family Farms. Check them out at fricksandfamilyfarms.com. And you know what it is. Small town feels, big town deals. Let's go.
Get it?
1, 2.
To the face. Man, I got some other ones here. Hang on.
You're banned.
Proof that you can light your farts on fire, folks. You heard it here on the Dude Network.
I actually saw a dude do that back in the day, man. We're talking about 1985, whatever. Buddy, my Irish buddy, man, we were drinking a lot of whiskey, and he says, "I got one for you, Grubbs." It's like he called a T-shirt his ass and the hair up his back on fire.
I think after tonight's discussion with Doobie prior to this, we have all met somebody that has lit a fart on fire.
And I'm old. That's how long ago they've been doing that shit, okay?
Hey man, that shit is on fire right there. That's
20,000 damn bitches on the island. 20,000 damn bitches going private. She make it clap.
that bitch gone.
That's why I don't go to the city.
She gone. She all the way gone.
Yeah. That's why I don't go to the city. That shit like that happens all the time. You know.
Oh man. Well, here's the guy. We had one guy. I said we had a couple guys that were going to come on tonight. Potentially, they were loose. They had kids trying to get going to bed and stuff. We had one on here. This one's a good. This guy's
I've officially hit that weight where my titties bounce when I drive over a bump. Sometimes I get a cramp in my second chin when I yawn. According to Stouffer's lasagna math, I'm a family of 4. My face turns blue when I cut my toenails and I have to come up for air. And I can't stand houses with low toilets because they could be a bitch to get up off of it after I drop a deuce. Just some fun facts about me.
That's fucking crazy.
Oh man. You know what's funny? You want to talk about weird social media? This guy came across one of my lives. I came across one of his lives, and we just got to talking. We found out we're both from Ohio. I'm like, all right, cool enough. Turns out we played football against each other at arch rival high schools, and he went to a high school of like 90, and I went to a high school of 88. And we knew a lot of the same people, and we met on TikTok on random. So that's the beauty of social media. For anybody that says social media is the devil, I've met some really cool friends. Like we got Grubbs here. Really good friend because of social media. If y'all want some badass snow cones, they're 4 for $120. Just hit them up right now.
No, ain't that much. But, hey, I'm going on vacation for a week, so I can't ship for a week. But, if people want to hit me up when first ones to do it, I'm going to tell you, I'll do it right here on the show.
Oh, hang on, wait. Big screen.
Huh?
We're going to put it on the big screen. Go.
Hey, you want 4 cone holders? Grubbacue's cone holders? Oh, snap. The box is kind of khaki. And a free T-shirt or a hat, hit me up. Next 10 orders I get, I'm going to put a hat or a T-shirt in there. And I'll even sign it if you want me to. But you're going to have to send me a message on Facebook or Instagram, and then we'll go through the details from there and let a rip tear chip. It'll take a week to get there, so you ain't got to pay me till next week. But, hell yeah. I got cone holders, man.
We're doing autographs.
I sold a bunch of them to this dude up in New York who's got a pizza place where they sell the ingredients to make these cone pizzas, where they put the cones and they bake them, in a cone shape in a pizza. Hell, he's bought a pile of them from me, man. I tried to sell him my whole inventory at a discount, but he wasn't ready to go that deep. So,
maybe soon. Okay. Maybe soon. How long ago did he buy those? Like yesterday?
No, man. This is since the show's come on. I've probably sold 400 or 500 of them since the show's been out.
Yeah, man. Hell, you've gotten through 60% of them back.
Well, I had 2,500 I had to get rid of because that's the minimum I had to buy from the factory because I wanted them made in America. I wasn't fitting to buy no damn Chinese shit.
Hell no.
And I couldn't bend them anymore. I got a jig. I mean, if you see my video where we originally made them and stuff on YouTube, there's a lot of bending and stuff. And I'm old. My arthritis ain't good for that shit. So I had them made in Pennsylvania from check this out. You ain't going to believe it, man. You used to watch Roadrunner, right? How about the Acme Spring Company? Boom. That's right. That's where they came from, man. And but I had to buy 2,500 of them, so I probably got about 400 more in the basement, and I'll do what I can to sell them if, when it happens.
Not for long. We got the Dude Network on it.
But they make great desserts, man, and it's also like pudding pops. I've had videos on that. If you follow me, check out some of my social media where you put instant pudding and marshmallow and cookies in the cones and stand them up in there in the freezer, and then you got a pudding pop in a cone. It ain't necessarily s'mores or berries, and cones aren't just for ice cream anymore. That's what I got to say, man. That was my tagline back in the day when the shit went on TV and it was called Hash TV, episode 21. And it's like a Shark Tank kind of thing, But I hadn't only did this for like 3 or 4 months I got invited to do that show. But being on that show is what put you in this casting spot to get on the show I ended up being on. So, you take all that for granted or whatever it is, but it is what it is, And
like I said, I'm going to use it for like mashed potatoes as like the vanilla. I want to put some brisket or pulled pork on top of it. You can
little cheese, some jalapenos.
Well, this is where people will crucify me, but I'd put some dark gravy on top of it there to look like chocolate sauce, and then I'd put a cherry tomato on top of it. And yeah, you know what, you pricks? I will put dark gravy on brisket because dark gravy is fucking delicious. So
that's right. Especially if you make it out of beef tallow with flour and make your own brown gravy with that.
Damn right, Grubbs. He gets it.
Yeah. Tallow, flour, some better than bouillon in the gravy mix. Boom.
Woo!
That's right.
Money
in the bank. Yeah. Shorty what you drink, which is always, as you always saw. I tell you what, I was going to do a whiskey review here for you guys.
Yeah, I don't drink whiskey.
Well,
I ain't mad at the white though.
Yeah. He says I don't drink whiskey, but that's corn whiskey.
Well, not really corn, fruit whiskey.
Well, we're getting ready to do a partnership here with Cleveland Whiskey. Pretty excited about this, actually. Been up there, really cool people. They rapid age their stuff, so they instead of doing 10-year ages, they can get a batch start to finish in under a year. And everybody's really cool. Every time you go up there, it's a big old party because everybody's like not really working. They're just bottling bourbon all day. So I went with tonight the Black Cherry Bourbon. What they do is they put it in an oak barrel, but you can't put whiskey and cherry or anything other than oak, or the wood doesn't expand and it leaks. So no one's ever been able to get a bourbon finish with weird woods like black cherry, honey locust, apple wood, all kinds of good stuff. But the one they have here is black cherry wood, and I've had the rye. So tonight, Jesus Christ, I'll be all right. Too much of that Grubbacue. That pineapple is what got me, Grubbs.
Yeah, got easy now because I drink that shit all night, and I ain't even, my head's already jacked up because of them cervicogenic, whatever they call that shit. But I think this actually offsets it a little bit. It kind of like a balance,
There you go. Hey, now you're ready to rock and roll. So I went with the black cherry whiskey here. We'll give it a little sip. You gotta give it a little sniff, right?
Got a good nose feel to it.
Oh yeah, smells the burn. Suck the burn out with your nose.
That wasn't a shot. That was about 72 ounces of shit.
Oh man. Well, hey guys, I actually got to get back on the road. Otherwise,
I was doing. Yeah, I know Doobie was like waiting. I was doing that here last so Doobie could get the F going, man. We've been going longer. Doobie's got to sling like 80 million pounds of meat tomorrow, so we need to let him go.
I feel you though, Doobie, and I'm heading to the beach in the morning, man. So,
hey man,
it's all good,
Man, have a good time, tear it up. You're only in Daytona every so often, man. You got to live.
But appreciate you guys having me be a part of the Dude Network.
The field staff, Dude Network, team member, Team DDN, #, still naming work in progress. We had Nombre.
When the tattoo comes up, though, you got to pimp something out because, it's going to be about $80 to $100 to get that done.
Hey, we got that. We'll make it happen. We're going to make it happen.
I got the spot for it right here.
Oh, man. This is going to be epic. Hey,
Yeah.
by the
you can
way,
go live while you get the tattoo.
I will. Part of it I will, because the whole process we can't do live. That takes too damn long. But we can shoot some video while it's happening. You know?
the end. Hey, at the end of the reveal, we need to book that shit to go live on StreamYard. That's what we need to do.
Okay, well, it's April 28th, 1:00 p.m. Eastern time. I'm telling you.
Oh, it's actually on the books. Let's go. Oh, I love it. Hey, Grubbs, you're the best. Doobie, you're the best. Doobie, be safe getting up there, and do us a favor. Sell every goddamn ounce of meat you got tomorrow, all right?
That's the goal, man. That's the goal.
Hey.
All right, brother. Rock on,
Grubbs.
Doobie.
And for you, Grubbs, just still be fucking awesome like always. You're the man. We
All
appreciate
right,
it.
Tony, you take care, my friend. We'll talk soon.
See you guys. Deuces.